Have you ever wondered if your website is leaking sensitive information, or if some random script is quietly doing sketchy things behind the scenes? What if I told you that you, yes, without being a cybersecurity expert or hiring cybersecurity expert, can check your own website security in less than 10 minutes using completely free tools? Sound interesting? Yes, I'm not saying that you can conduct comprehensive assessment of all the complex components of your website, but still, spending about 10 minutes, at least you can understand how secure your website is in basic terms, or basic understanding or basic security or adequate security is there in your website. So that can prevent 80 to 90% of the attacks that are happening. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can scan, analyze, and understand your website security issues with zero cost and zero coding. Let's go and check. First things first. So first we need to understand why this is important. The websites are getting attacked every day, 24/7, even small ones. Attackers doesn't care that if you're big or small, or you're a big brand or just a simple blog. They target everything. That's what they do. A simple misconfiguration can expose your data and even admin pages and allow them to inject malware to your website. So the good thing is, many problems can be found using publicly available tools by yourself. So before hackers check your website, let's beat them to do it, or let's do it by ourselves. The next important thing is we need to understand the components of your website. So website is not just a simple HTML. It has many components within it to make it attractive, or monitor the traffic, or improve SEO, integrate your social media pages. So they use multiple components, and the bad thing is these components can introduce lots and lots of issues to your website in terms of security. So the website is not just simple setup or simple page. It can be created using front end. So basically they might be using HTML, JavaScript, CSS by your developers to build your website and make it more attractive. And the backend can be created using PHP, .NET, Node.js kind of tools. And then the hosting environment. So once you created your website, it has to be hosted somewhere. So for that, they might use a hosted shared hosting, VPS, or cloud. And then you might be using a CMS solution. CMS is content management service or content management solution. It may be Joomla, WordPress, Shopify. So these are components, and these are components that you are using to build your website, and it may be very user-friendly to manage, but it can also create or introduce some security vulnerabilities to your website. So we need to know what kind of CMS that you're using. It may be free and open source, Joomla, WordPress kind of a CMS, or you might be using commercial CMS. So however, we need to see what is the version of it, and then we would know whether it's vulnerable or not. And then you might be using heaps of plugins and themes in your website to make it more attractive. And then you're using backend databases like MySQL, MS SQL, and then you're using DNS configuration and SSL, secure socket layer, to make your website more secure. And then external services like analytics, ads, tracking scripts, and so on and so forth. So every one of these components introduces its own weaknesses. So let's check them easily to see what's the status of it. Let's begin. Okay, step number 1 is to identify what your website is built on. So for that, we can use multiple components. So this is the sample website that I'm going to be using. For that, you can use something like BuiltWith.com. So then there you can find out what are the components your website is built in. So I'm going to be copying the URL and then paste it, basically URL on the what built with. So there you can find out components that your website is built with. So you can see Elementor, Font Awesome, Google Font API, Shutterstock. So you can see multiple components that I have used to build this website. And also if you go to details, it would give you information related to detail components, the frameworks, the content delivery network, if you are using anything like that, and then the meta information that are within the website, the location, the telephone addresses and all that. So it will be useful to understand whether we are exposing any data. And then you can see the products within your website, right? So, and then performance, relationship, and all this information. And the next important thing is you can use Wappalyzer kind of a tool. So it would show you the components of your website in a more attractive way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the site to see whether it's loading. So it might take a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, and then you can see it would show me the content management solution, and the version is 6.8.3. This is a useful information, and the programming languages, and then it shows this website is behind Cloudflare CDN, and then analytic agents, and also this website seems to be having a blog, WordPress 6.8.3, the database is MySQL, and then there are a bunch of JavaScript libraries, and this may be a problem where JavaScript libraries can introduce some of the vulnerabilities. And then UI frameworks, and then miscellaneous, and then web servers is Lightspeed. So these information now we've got, and then if you want to, you can export it to later assessment. So then you can export it, and then you can find out, you can analyze later. Once you download this component, you can find out what are the issues in your website. So there we found out CMS, and then frameworks using, and JavaScript libraries, analytics, and third-party scripts. So if you see outdated WordPress version or jQuery, or weird unknown scripts, so that is a red flag, right? And then number 2 is check SSL TLS security. For that we can use multiple tools. In this case, I'm going to be using WebCheck, right? So then there's another tool that I'm going to be introducing you that is known as WebCheck. So you can see the URL. I'm going to be copying the site URL, and then I'm going to pasting here, right? And then I'm going to say analyze URL, and then it will conduct a bunch of checking, and once it is completed, you can see the information related to the website. We can understand SSL grade, certificate issues, protocol problems, and then weak ciphers and mixed content. So here you can see the subject, the issuer, and then expiry date of your SSL certificate, and then the renewal date, right? So renewal is it renewed in 16 November in this case, and then you can see server status and DNS records, and also you can see the DNS sec is enabled or not. So these information are useful for us to understand the status of your website and SSL TLS security. Another way is if you go in there, basically it shows you connection issues if there are any. And then here you can see there are no connection issues, and then certificate is valid. Right? So here you can see the certificate related. And guys, another thing to understand is sometimes people think whenever you have SSL and TLS, the padlock sign in a website, you would think naturally it is safe. But it's a myth, guys. So even malicious website or malware content website can have padlock sign. So what does it mean is the connection or the communication between your browser to the website hosted web server is secure. Pretty much it is, the communication is encrypted. The meaning is attackers or threat actors will not be able to intercept the communication and see what's going on, but still it doesn't validate the content of your website is secure. I hope it makes sense. Alright guys, so third step is scan for common website vulnerabilities. So you can use multiple free scanning tools, but I would recommend security headers. So what you can do is you can copy and paste your website address here and then hit scan, and there you could get information related to website security report. So it shows you the IP address, the site, the reported time, and then header related issues. Now you can see the missing headers are there. So the missing headers can introduce some security issues. So you can say that HTTP strict transport security is not enabled in this case, or the content security policy is not enabled, and extreme options are not configured. So then there you can see and also the row headers information related in your website, and then all these you can check on your website. And if you click on start now, so there you can see you can sign up for this email and you can get more information. But even without it, you would know what are the headers that are missing in your website. In order to make it secure, you can contact your developers to improve and introduce these headers. And the fourth step is scan from hacker's perspective. So you can use multiple scanners. In this case, I'm going to be introducing a free tool again, the port scanner with Nmap. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be entering the host name. So basically you should be entering the HTTPS, and then I'm going to click on start scan. So I'm going to say I'm authorized to scan this target, and then you can start scan to see what are the open ports, and then technologies exposed, service banners, and services running. So from that you can understand the status of your website. So then you can see there are a couple of ports open, 443 open, 8080 open, port 80 open. So these are the open ports, and then this gives you some understanding of what are the open ports. So probably you can contact your technical team to see whether these ports are important or useful. If not, you can basically block or close these ports. So this is exactly what attackers do first. They fingerprint your system, and you can do the same. So here you can see, so this is the light scan, and then you can download the report. And then if you go in there, you can see we have these 4 ports open, but it uses Cloudflare HTTP proxy. Because of that, we are in a way secure. And also you can scan other ports as well, and then you can download the report to get much more understanding, or probably you can share this with your security teams or developers, and then you can get them to fix it for you if there are any vulnerabilities. Guys, the step 5, check your website for malware or blacklisting. For that, you can use a bunch of tools like Google Safe Browsing Check. I'm going to be using Virus Total. So then if you go in there, you can go to URL and enter your URL and click on search. So there you can find out if this has any malware, phishing, suspicious redirects, or malicious JavaScripts. So then this is a tool where you can check if the site is malicious, but still you can use same tool to see whether any malware is injected to your tool site without even your knowledge. So you can see it is clean. So we can now understand it doesn't have malicious JavaScripts, suspicious redirects, or phishing or malware in it. So many site owners doesn't even know they are infected until Google flags them. So do this check regularly, and then you can understand what is the status of your website. Number 6, check for WordPress specific issues. So if your website is built using WordPress, so it's a content management solution. So if the website is built using WordPress, so you can check whether it has any weak passwords, outdated plugins, theme issues, or vulnerable versions. So I'm going to enter this one, and then I'm going to say public scan. So then WP scan online would scan to find out whether in this particular website has any weak passwords, outdated plugins, theme issues, or vulnerable versions. So it'll take some time, and then it'll come back with the results. And then you can see here the report generated by WP Scan Online. So then it found these headers, and then bit of exposing the PHP version of it, and then the light speed is there, and then all this information you can see. And then these are the issues like WordPress readme found, external W Chrome seems to be enabled, and these options you can see. And then author IDs trying to retrieve, so we found one user here. And then you can see other information, color schemes, and all that. So if you want, you can download this report as well, so that would give you some understanding. And then you can share this header related information with your engineers or developers to see whether there are any issues with this site. So basically exposing any users, you can find it here as well, right? So this gives you other information related to your website. And then number 7, you can do few manual testing as well. So number 1 is to see whether you expose your unnecessarily expose information of your website. So you can do robots.txt after your URL /robots.txt. So that gives you sitemap related information, and some websites overexposing content using this robots.txt. So then you can edit it and make sure that you're not exposing it. That is another one. The next one is you can see whether, if it is WordPress, you can see whether you're exposing your admin part or admin login of your website. So here you can see this website is exposing admin login. That may be a concern. It's bad, right? So because of that, you can ask your developers to fix it for you. And the next one is you can go to developer tools. Let me just go back here. And then if you are using Chrome, you can go to more tools. More tools, and then go to developer tools. And then if you go to, from here, you can find out any issues, errors and issues. You can find out. So here it says server responded with a status of 404. That also you can take it with your developers. And if you go to developer tools, important thing is just click on this one and then click on sources, and it would show you if there are any unwanted scripts out there. So for example, here you can see this JavaScript is there. So then you can see other content and other information. So if that's the case, you can contact your team and or developers and give them your concern. And also here you can see WP content is there, and it may generate an issue if you are allowing people to upload content to your website. That is another area you can fix it. But even though you're not going through very technical stuff, as I said in the beginning, but you can see whether there are any unwanted or suspicious JavaScripts are there in the developer tools, and you can just analyze it. And number 8, to see whether your website is exposing any information. It's actually manual checking. I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to say view page source, and then you can see entire page source here. All right. And there you can find out. What I suggest is just download this one, the page, or you can do it in multiple ways. So you can, right click. Sorry, we can, Control A, and then you can copy with Control C, and then you can open up a notepad and paste it. And then I'm going to give you the sample example. So I'm going to go to download. I'm going to say site source, right? And there are multiple ways to do the same, but what I suggest you to do is just use probably the kind of a tool like ChatGPT, it's easier. Okay, so what you can do is, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna use ChatGPT, I'm gonna upload the guys, my ChatGPT was not working, so I use Copilot. So whatever the you're interested AI tool, you can use it, and then I'm gonna upload it. To see, that is one of the ways. There are multiple ways to do the same. I'm gonna use site source, the one that I generated. So I'm gonna say analyze the attached file to see any sensitive data is exposed, right? So then actually I use only the front page, but you can, this is some kind of example that you can do. So it went through and then it found out the phone number, email address, and then obfuscated but still present in the source, email protected with cloud protection, and the physical address and the Australian business numbers, and actually the potential risk and safe elements related information are given here. And also the same thing can be, I mean, you can use ChatGPT. I'm going to be using here the Copilot, and also if you remember, I downloaded the report here. So if you don't understand technical terms, what I would suggest is just go here and then ask ChatGPT or Copilot, analyze the attached report and give me some summary and action to protect my website. So likewise, you can get some information, you can actively use it, right? So then summary of findings, so it says reveals backend technology, and then Lightspeed cache is detected, so you can see the information here, and WordPress details, and the theme, and the readme HTML, exposed endpoints, and then user enumeration. So this particular user identified via RSS feeds, and this increases brute force attack, and then no vulnerable data and the risks, and also the recommended actions. So you can remove readme HTML from the root, disable XML RPC if it is not needed. So likewise, you can get exact information as to what kind of actions that you can use in order to secure your website. So I hope it is clear. Once you completed those 8 steps, I would recommend next 2 steps for the remediation purposes. So then the 9th step would be the quick remediation guideline. You can prepare how to protect your website, including updating everything: CMS, content management solution, plugin, themes, and everything. If the themes are outdated, you need to update it. And the next one is remove unused plugins. So we found the plugins that are there in the website. Possibly, some of the developers may install plugins but never be used, but still it can introduce issues, vulnerabilities of your website. So then remove unused plugins, and then implement basic headers. So you can use Cloudflare, for instance. You can enable multi-factor authentication, use strong passwords. If you remember, in this particular website we recovered, there was a user revealed through RSS feeds. We can improve security by implementing strong passwords, and then switch to reputable hosting provider if your hosting provider has issues, or hosting provider is not very famous or not reputable. Then use reputable hosting provider. And the next one is backup regularly, and if issues are deep, you need to hire cybersecurity consultant. And the fixing even 2 or 3 major issues can reduce your risk over 60 to 70%. So that by doing that, you are reducing risk by 70 to 80%. Then you guys may be wondering, what is 10 then once you remediate? That is very important. Even though when you conduct a scan, once you found the remediation steps, but still if you have not remediated, it can introduce and issues. The 10th one that I would recommend is conduct this 8 steps scan again to make sure the issues that you found, vulnerabilities that you found, are remediated totally. So I would recommend the 10th most important one. Even after you contacted your developers or the technical team to fix it, do it again. Do the step 1 to 8 to make sure the issues that you found are properly remediated. But otherwise, no point of conducting this kind of attack. So in this video, I took you through very basic steps to analyze and assess the website by yourself and find out major issues that you can fix and then reduce the attack surface or attack possibility or the risk by 70 to 80%. Hope this video is important, and share and like if you feel this is useful, and also subscribe. If you want me to make a deeper step-by-step website security series, or if you want me to review tools you can use for free, drop a comment. And if you learned something today, like this video and subscribe for more cybersecurity videos or cybersecurity content in the future.